Well, I'm confident I have the numbers, and I am confident I have the support of my caucus. Because I know that I have the support of my caucus. Thank you. Sorry, Amelia? I talk to my caucus all the time. I'm very confident I have the full support of my caucus. If we had an election today, this government would be reinstated. Well, National has work to do, no doubt about it, and we're well aware of that, and that's what we're working hard to do. So, hang on. Well, again, as we said, we need to focus on the issues that are important to New Zealanders. And at the moment, the only issue that's important to them is the cost of living. And that's why actually repairing our economy and making sure we're doing everything to get New Zealand through another crisis, with this fuel crisis, is so important. We know it will damage inflation and growth, but we want to be able to get through this crisis and pop up the other side incredibly well.
Why do you think the poll trend is not free?
Well, there's only one poll that matters, and it's November the 7th, and the New Zealand people will make that decision. And as I've said, there is more work for us to do. Well, again, as I said, if there was an election held today, this coalition government is reinstated. Any polls that I've seen, public polls, have said that this coalition government would be re-elected if there was an election today. Sorry. Well, look, the coalition government, if there was an election held today, would be re-elected. There is more work for the National Party to do. And the way we do that is we demonstrate that we can get this economy growing again for New Zealanders so we can lower the cost of living for them. It's as simple as that. Yes. Well, as we've said, what we have to do is keep an eye on the long-term economics of New Zealand and not repeat the mistakes of COVID, where that cash bazooka led to lots of short-term gain but lots of long-term pain that we've all been wrestling with. And so we're having timely, targeted, temporary support for the most vulnerable, but we're also acknowledging up front that we cannot alleviate the pressure for everybody, but we have to protect New Zealand and the economy and New Zealanders. So what we really want to see is peace in the Middle East. We need to see that ceasefire hold. We need to see the parties come together and have a resolution so that we can make sure we can get our oil prices down. Yes. Look, what we've said from the beginning is there's no doubt this crisis, as it will for all 195 countries, have an impact on inflation and growth. And what we want to do is to minimise that impact and not repeat the mistakes of COVID, where actually spending had huge impacts on inflation and also on our debt. So we are very mindful of that. You would have seen the Reserve Bank Governor's forecast of inflation at 3% in the last quarter, rising to 4.2% in quarter two. But it's about the predictability of this conflict, which is unpredictable and volatile, that actually needs to get resolved so that we can get relief at the pumps. Sorry, can we not talk over each other? Let's be respectful of each other. Amelia? Sorry, Amelia? Sorry.
What do you say to MPs in your own party who are nervous about your performance? What's your message to them?
Can you tell me who they are?
Prime Minister, they're talking to the press.
Who are they? Well, I'm just saying to you, I have the support of my caucus, as I said to you earlier. Okay. I don't need. No, I talk to my caucus members all the time, and I have the full support of my caucus. Last question, Amelia. Let's go. Sorry, can you be respectful of the other journalists that are here? No, you're talking over the top of Amelia. Sorry. As I said to you, I have the full support of my caucus. Right. Amelia, last question. Yeah, Sylvia and I talked a lot over the last few weeks. We talk a lot, as we have right from when I became the leader of the National Party, and we'll continue to do so. No, not at all. Okay, thanks so much, team. Have a good day.